Okay, welcome to all. Hello everyone, greetings of the day. Dear authors and invited guests, welcome to technical session 13C. Myself Prashi and this session would be moderated by me. On behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation and GR Scholastics, LLP, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 10th International Congress on Information and Communication Technology, ICICT 2025, London, United Kingdom. The 10th edition of this conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event was held on 18th of February 2025 in London, United Kingdom, and this virtual event is being held through Zoom from 19th to 21st of February 2025. I hope you will enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive session through the day. In this session, we have 6 presentations. Each presenter will be given 12 minutes for the presentations and 3 minutes for questions and answers. On the 10th minute, I will be raising a gentle reminder. There is another request to all the participants that you all stay connected with us till the closing remarks. If you have any queries or any updates, then you can write it to me in the chat box given below. Just before we start our session, I would like to introduce you all to our session chairs for this session. Our first session chair is Professor Muhammad Tounsi. Professor Muhammad is an assistant professor at Al Qurma University, Saudi Arabia, specializing in formal methods, distributed algorithms, and parallel computing. With expertise in programming languages and artificial intelligence, he explores innovative approach in local computation systems and mobile agents, contributing to advancements in distributed computing and intelligent systems. So we welcome you to our session.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you
It's a great pleasure to be present with you on this session as a chair. First of all, I would like to thank the committee for their confidence in me. I am thoroughly honored to have the opportunity to chair this session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. On that note, I would introduce you all to our second chair of this session, Dr. Shailesh Pramod Bandale. Dr. Shailesh is currently serving as the head of department and assistant professor at NBN Singhat School of Engineering, Pune. With over 12 years of academic and industrial experience, Dr. Bandale has contributed extensively to research in AI, cybersecurity, IoT, and software-defined networks, with numerous publications and Best Paper awards. He has also been recognized by winning teams in prestigious hackathons like Smart India Hackathon and Idrim ETH India 2023. We welcome you to the session, sir.
Thank you. I am really glad to have you all in this session and hope all the sessions will be engaging and interactive.
We share hope for the same, sir. Thank you so much for joining us in. Now I would like to call upon our first presenter for this session. Our first presenter is Muna Kharis, presenting a paper titled A Conceptual Framework to Reveal Privacy Concerns in Smart Tourism. Ma'am, if you're available with us, I request you to kindly take over with your presentation, please.
Hi everyone. I hope that my screen appears to you.
We can see your camera screen, not the shared screen as of now, ma'am.
Okay, I started. I send the okay now. Okay, I think it appears right now.
Yes, it is here.
Okay. Okay. Hi everyone. Thank you for coming today. My name is Muna Kharis. I'm an instructor at King Abdulaziz University in Saudi Arabia. And this topic is part of my PhD research that examine how persuasion strategies used by service providers can impact users' privacy concerns and personal information willingness in the context of smart tourism. This is the agenda I'm going to follow today, which is start by background problem statement. Then I will go to the research questions, the methodology used for my research, results, and conclusion. Before starting, so we know that when traveler go around the world, they don't just bring physical items with them. They also carry their personal data like credit card information, travel information, even their social media activities, personal data. So this information is often collected by businesses, government, and even applications to enhance their travel experience. But it also raises important questions about privacy and security. So the tourism is a critical factor in the acceleration of economic growth. The widespread expansion of tourism destinations across the world has resulted in many offers across numerous areas. So tourists use smart tourism technologies to communicate with service providers, search for and purchase for tourism products, services, generate content. So eventually, different types of information are collected and processed. So data lies at the core of all smart tourism activities as a tourist engaged in different and personalized services before, during, and after traveling. So this massive chunk of information gathered via plethora of smart tourism technologies is becoming an increasing concern for tourists. So individuals express various degrees of concerns that various factors can influence. So, a study found that any alteration or influence on privacy concerns has a significant impact on their online behavior. So, any negative alteration on privacy concerns leads to the disclosure of personal information and making users vulnerable to cyber threats. Conversely, positive alteration on privacy concerns lead to protective behavior. So this will lead tourists to either limiting data disclosure, data fabrication, or hesitating to share the requested information. Therefore, service providers try to motivate users to share their personal data using a persuasive tourism marketing elements, such as we can say there is structured communication, storytelling, copywriting, and neuromarketing, which is the most important component of persuasion marketing, such as using persuasion strategies. So, what do we mean by persuasion? Persuasion is a social influence and refers to any attempt by a person or a group or firm or social entity, we can say, to alter users' beliefs, attitudes, or behavior of the or users' behavior. So there are different classification of persuasion. We have Cialdini classification, Gregg, Stanjo, and Wilson. So my research concentrate on Cialdini persuasion strategies. There are 6 persuasion strategies we can say. And Cialdini strategies are the most accepted taxonomy of psychological persuasion techniques and have been widely utilized to assist users in doing the desired action in different contexts. Also, these techniques are targeted or exploited by what we called dark patterns. Dark patterns are interfaces designed are interfaces designed that use deceptive interaction flows and trying to convince end users to perform a certain behavior. Policymakers actually consider these or dark patterns as a challenge because they encourage users to release excessive personal information, which increase the loss of privacy. So when tourists travel in unfamiliar environment, they become more susceptible to persuasive communication from service providers, leading to the disclosure of personal information. Cialdini persuasion strategies are six, as I said before: reciprocity, liking, scarcity, authority, commitment, and social proof. So users or service or businesses, we can say businesses use reciprocity or commitment in order to communicate and make relationship with end users. They also use authority or social proof to ensure credibility and confidence, while they use liking and scarcity to trigger emotion, interest, and attention of tourists. So here are some examples that we can say in different booking businesses, such as this ticket has been purchased 30 times in the last 4 hours. So here they are using the context or the social proof that are there. There are different purchases. Here there is only one left at this price on our website. So share your information like credit card information to complete your reservation. And here is the scarcity. So using these types of persuasion strategies can cause tourists to reveal their impersonal information to any kind of businesses. So the problem statement is that this research argues that the persuasion communication may reduce tourist privacy concerns and ultimately lead them to reveal more personal information than is wise or advisable. The main research question of the study was what is the impact of persuasion strategies on travelers' privacy concerns and information disclosure behavior? In order to answer this question, I have two sub questions, but the research, or the paper that I published is concerning about the first one, which is which framework can be used to examine the impact of persuasion principles on users' privacy concerns about sharing personal information in smart tourism. So different frameworks were applied to investigate users' privacy concerns. And the famous one that I relied on, which is called APCO framework, which is their antecedents that impact privacy concerns and eventually impact their willingness to share information. Two studies have revealed that privacy concerns are influenced by internal, external, and situation-specific factors. And another study said that users' privacy concerns are influenced by internal or external factors. So in this research, I have concentrated on internal, such as user characteristic, and external factors, which is persuasion strategies used by service providers. As you can see, there are different factors, but in order to minimize these factors, I have followed this methodology, which is a three-phase exploratory sequential mixed method approach that has three phases: first phase, second, and third phase. In the first phase, is to construct and validate the conceptual model using mixed method expert review. So here in this first phase, the study results or the study relies on expert review in order to validate the framework. So a mixed method is used to assist in confirming or modifying the framework. And to increase the reliability of the results, inter-reliability techniques was used to perform two rounds of experts. So the two rounds, the first round were collecting experts' opinions from Saudi Arabia, and the other round is to collect expert opinions or international experts. The total was 34 experts. So this technique assesses the degree of agreement between subjective evaluations provided by several raters. These experts were selected on several criteria. So an online questionnaire was sent to these experts that has quantitative and qualitative parts. So depending on their opinions, only the factors that get important based on the mean, important or very important, were included in the framework. So based in their opinion, this was the framework. By doing this, we reduce the number of the factors used to be investigated. So here is the final diagram or final framework. So the number of persuasion strategies reduced from 6 to 3, and here are the internal factor, which they are the personal characteristic, and we decided to
Sorry to
study
interrupt you, ma'am.
the
We have completed our 10-minute mark. This is just a general reminder as to
okay.
kindly conclude your presentation. Thank you.
Okay, so in the conclusion, we can see that the presence of a tourist in unfamiliar environment makes them vulnerable to persuasive messages from service provider, which lead the tourist to alter their online behavior and share personal information, thus exposing them to privacy risks. The proposed framework was constructed and validating using experts' opinion in 2 rounds as international experts and Saudi experts. Thank you everyone for coming. And if you have any questions, please go ahead.
Our session chairs, sir,
Yeah,
do we have
hi.
any questions? Yes.
Yeah, just can you go to the previous slide where you were talking about the parameters?
Yes, here.
Yes. So, can you just tell about the biometric identifier and health? Like you have mentioned willingness to share. So, are you saying that in privacy concern, you want the users to share this information?
No, actually, the aim of the research is to investigate the impact of these persuasion strategies on users' privacy concerns, because different users try to lower, businesses try to lower users' privacy concerns and ask them to share these types of information. For biometric, I can give you an example of that. So, when travelers or tourists go to some museum, they ask them to download different kind of applications and use it in order to use augmented reality. So in this case, they ask them to share their photo, and also in some hotels when they book. Not booking, after booking, when they come to hotels, they ask them if they want to access their rooms, they have to share their fingerprint. So they use these type of persuasion strategies in order to lower their privacy concerns and let them share these types of information.
Okay, thank you. That answered my question. And it was really nice presentation.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I would like to thank, I would like to thank Mona for this clear presentation. Your work focused on critical issues in smart tourism. I have just one question, please. How do different demographics like age, culture, digital literacy, for example, influence tourist privacy concerns? I mean that it is possible to classify this different demographics influences to, like age, number 1, for example, culture, number 2, digital literacy, for example, number 3. It is possible to classify this characteristics or not?
Yes, actually, in the third phase of my study is collecting, by collecting or this having an online questionnaire, we can collect how age differentiate between users and how these age impact users' privacy concerns. Actually, when I finished my third study phase, actually this is in the third study phase, we have found that all these factors does not impact users' privacy concerns. We found that competence, cyber experience, trust, and travel motivation, all these types of user characteristic found to impact users' privacy concerns, while computer knowledge, education, age does not impact users' privacy concerns. Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation, ma'am. Now I would like
Thank you.
to call upon our next presenter. Our next presenter is Uchpeng Letabo Malebe, presenting a paper on the title A Framework to Improve Project Success Combining Knowledge Management with Project Management. I request you to kindly take over with your presentation, please.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Please just give me a second.
Yes.
Can you guys see my screen?
No, right now it is not visible, sir.
Okay, let me try again. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can see your screen now.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Utepeng Letabo Malebia. I am from the University of Johannesburg, and my paper is titled A Framework to Improve Project Success, Combining Knowledge Management with Project Management. So I'll be going through the introduction where I lay out what knowledge management is and project management is. Then I'll go to the types of knowledge there is, the problem statement, the framework, and the conclusion. So to start off, I'll start by explaining what is knowledge. So knowledge starts off as data, which is unprocessed facts and data that comes from like real life. And then it then transforms into information, which is data in context. And then knowledge is achieved by learning and understanding that information. So then knowledge management in the whole is how a company or an organization will then use, keep, and transfer knowledge throughout the organization. And then project management are the tools and techniques that are used to meet project objectives. So the point of this framework is to integrate knowledge management with project management to enhance the project success by improving decision making and reducing the loss of knowledge. So the different types of knowledge, we have tacit knowledge. Tacit knowledge is knowledge that is found within a person. This is often learned through experience. It is hard to document, which means it is hard to transfer. And then explicit knowledge is knowledge that is in its physical state, which is written and it's in a structured format, such as textbooks or any sort of manual. Then procedural knowledge is knowledge in steps on how to achieve something. And the declarative knowledge is the relationships between the different types of facts. So what is in between those variables? So now the problem statement. So what I saw that IT project teams face knowledge silos and poor documentation. Knowledge silos means that they struggle to transfer rather information between different project teams, and then they do not document what they have learned. Current frameworks do not fully integrate knowledge management with project management. As the problem this then causes is teams often repeat mistakes due to poor knowledge retention, which means that once they repeat mistakes and they tend to reinvent the wheel to solve problems that they have already solved. And my solution was this is a structured framework which is going to be used to discover, capture, share, and apply knowledge. Related works or systems are DocuWare, which is a cloud management software. But the problem with this software, it doesn't properly integrate knowledge management, project management. It's more of a point where people just throw on the documentation and do not properly like categorize it into proper explicit knowledge. The current model integrates knowledge management with project management, but doesn't focus on tacit knowledge, which means it doesn't externalize the knowledge so that it can be put in explicit form. So what I created was the knowledge-driven project management framework, which addresses this gap by embedding all the knowledge management principles with the project management principles. So here we can see is a holistic diagram of my framework. We can start off by seeing that the knowledge management processes, which is knowledge discovery, knowledge capture, knowledge sharing, and knowledge application, are then put together with project management principles, which is the initiating and planning process, executing process, monitoring and controlling process, and then finally the closing process. So a deeper dive into the framework, we'll see knowledge discovery with project initiating and planning. So this is before a project begins. What you'll first try and do is interview past employees that have worked on a project that is similar. And the reason for this is to get the tacit knowledge so that you can externalize it and put it into explicit knowledge and then document it into the knowledge database so that you can refer back to it while you're doing the project. And then the other the other phase is a database. So this is to be able to scan through the database to look for explicit knowledge that will be similar to the project that is coming in hand. And then we have knowledge capture, which isn't gonna be in the executing process. So once the project has begun, we still wanna keep knowledge management practices in hand. So what we want to have is post-deliverable reviews. This is to review after every deliverable. You have a review to document any of of what the project team members believe is vital to solve that problem. So then it will be documented. And then you have communities of practice. So the communities of practice is team members working together and trying to find out the steps they had to achieve the project objectives, and then they can properly document this knowledge. Once the knowledge is documented, they then add it to the knowledge database so that it can be used for further projects. And then knowledge sharing, monitoring and controlling. So this monitoring and controlling phase is training. So these are to train project team members on the project that is being dealt with at the moment, where you train them on how to solve the problem and teach them about the knowledge database so they have access and know how to probably solve the entire project. And then finally, when closing the project, you have post-project reviews. So within the reviews, you're gonna sit down with the whole team to be able to look at the key aspects of the project and the project deliverables. How this differs from project deliverables is that you look at it at a holistic state and document the key aspect of every deliverable so that you can record it and turn it into explicit knowledge and store it onto the knowledge database. In conclusion, uh, the will have fully integrated knowledge management with project management principles, which will and then enhance project success. So the knowledge driven project management ensures that knowledge is discovered, captured, shared, and applied effectively. Organizations should prioritize knowledge driven strategies to optimize their project outcomes. And thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, just one question from my side. It was a really nice presentation. That whatever framework you are creating, so are you using open source tools for creation of this framework?
I don't think I understand the question.
This framework which you are creating, are you using open source tools to build this framework, or are you going to use the ready-made tools for creating your framework?
So these the principles, if you're asking about the principles that are gathered, these are open source to
Okay.
like to store and to share the knowledge.
Okay. So you are still in literature gathering phase, is it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
That,
thank you for this important research. Sorry, Dr. Shalish, I
no,
interrupt
that's all
you.
from my side. I was just going to say that. Thank you.
Okay, sorry. Thank you for this important research. So I have two different questions. The first one is, how does your framework resolve the problem of resistance to knowledge sharing? I mean, employees may refuse or are not interested in sharing knowledge.
So the communities of practice will like strongly motivate team members to share their outcomes when trying to solve a particular problem. So after every project deliverable, they will have to share of what they found challenging and how they achieved it and how they and to turn the tacit knowledge into explicit knowledge.
Okay. The second question, have you considered how emerging AI tools, for example, could further enhance knowledge capture and retrieval?
Um, I haven't considered it, but like off the top of my head, the
Mhm.
the focus of this is to properly take whatever tacit knowledge someone has and turn it into explicit knowledge. So if it can properly be done with, let's say, AI questioning a person through like a series of questions based on their project they have, then it will be able to integrate it properly.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation, sir.
Thank you very
Now I
much.
would like to call upon our next presenter for this session. Our next presenter is Ahmed Nishat S, presenting a paper on the title A Multi-Channel Convolutional Neural Network with Bidirectional LSTM and its Investigation into Social Network for Identification of Fake News. I request you to kindly take over the session if you have along with us and have ready presentation.
Hello, good afternoon. Could you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
S- I'll share my screen. Please kindly check whether it is visible. Do you see my screen?
Yes, sir, we can see your screen.
Okay, fine. Good afternoon and all. My research title is a multi-channel convolutional neural networks with bidirectional LSTM, an investigation into social network for identification of fake news. I am Ahmed Nishad, and Dr. Maheswari is my supervisor. I am a research scholar in Kari University, India. So actually now with the widespread usage of social media platforms, the quite common problem is like proliferation of fake news. So when we talk about fake news, it is like it is not a real information, or it could be like any misleading information, something like that one. So this is a quite common problem with the advent of social media platforms. So any person has the privilege or the permission to share whatever they have. So it could be spread within a matter of time uh, through this channel to millions of other users. So in the proposed research, actually it is a big challenge, okay, to find out whether it is a real one or a fake news or any information. So in my proposed research work, actually what we have done is like what I try to do is like to have a model whereby it tries to identify the fake news by making use of machine learning and deep learning algorithms. So the objective of this model is to have a hybrid model. In my previous research work, I made a model with the RNN network. RNN means recurrent neural networks. And in this model, we tried to combine two different models. One is the CNN, convolutional neural network model, along with recurrent neural network model. So in that one, we try to have different channels for detecting. Actually, the input news will be given and it will be split into multiple channels, and through first it will pass on to the CNN and it will then pass on to RNN. There we use bidirectional LSTM network to find out whether it is fake or not. Thereby we try to, the main objective is to improve the efficiency to correctly identify fake news or not. So thereby you try to, this research work try to achieve better accuracy of detecting fake news. That was the try. We made it. And as I said, sorry, um, first part is like having a CNN network. Actually, this one will receive the input, and it will receive input from multiple channels to process the data. And when it pass on through this CNN model, what will happen is like you try to focus. Actually, many information might be there. It will try to focus on what are the features that may help us to identify. See, for example, if a news is being given, means maybe like what is the title, on what title or what topic, who is the author, or what is the source of information, like that. It will try to focus on certain important features from the set of information that has been fed as input, and this will be then passed on to the RNN network layer. So the methodology what we had is like these are the mathematical representations. So we'll be having a sequence of statements, then it will be passed on to the convolutional neural network. Actually it will be having 2 by 2 dimensions, two-dimensional matrices, we can say. So the input will be in the form of converted into a form of like two-dimensional matrices. Then a concatenation may happen since we are going to split into multiple channels. Then when it has to be fed to the RNN network, there we'll be using the bidirectional LSTM. LSTM means long short-term memory. So it will be able to retain certain information from the past. So that is the beauty of this layer. So here we try to have two bidirectional LSTM layers. It will try to remember the previous state of information. Then the output of this by LSTM or bidirectional LSTM will then next move on to the dense layer, where we try to have an optimization. Adam Adam is the optimizer we try to use in this model, and it will try to classify. The output will be like a classifier, like whether it is real or a fake news. That was the final output. So this Adam optimizer, what you'll try to do is like it will try to minimize the loss function, thereby it will try to improve the accuracy. So sorry. Uh, for this model, actually, these are the steps we have followed and we use for training our model. So we tried with 3 different types of data sets: fake news data set, then liar data set, and theme data set. So first we try to feed one type of data set, then it will be passed on to the training model. So first the pre-processing will be done. It will try to convert the information into sequence of text. Then suitably according to our need, it will try to maximize it will try to do the pre-processing to a certain length size, and it will try to categorize like what is the label we try to have it like. It will try to identify the labels like, for example, author information or topic information or the source information. Like that, it will try to capture the labels, and it will be fed on to the CNN network first, then it will pass on to the next layer, bidirectional LSTM. So when it goes to the CNN network, it will be in the form of 2D matrices. Then the output of that one will be fed to by LSTM. So where it will be converted into one-dimensional matrix vector. And then it will pass on to the dense layer for classification. So actually what we try to build is like a hybrid of CNN and RNN model. To understand how the model performs in prediction of or an identification of the fake news. So the model will be trained with the different data sets. For training, we try to use almost 60% of the available data from the data set, and 20% was used for validation, and 20% of data was kept like, if you try to give any data from that one for testing whether it is able to predict correctly or not. That is how the model has been constructed and we tried. And the last output will be like classification. So these are the parameters how we try to construct the model. As far as the CNN layer is concerned, we had 3 layers of CNN network. Then we had a maximum pool. So when you have the 2-dimensional matrices values, so in each matrix it will try to focus on the maximum values and it will try to converge before feeding it into the next layer, that is the by LSTM layer. So here we almost had constructed 128 hidden layers. Then in RNN we had 3 layers. Then the RELU was the activation function we used in our model. Then the optimizer is Adam. Then how many times we tried to run the model is around for 20 epochs, and these are the parameters we used in our model for testing. So these are the 3 different data types we tried with. One is the fake news data set. It was a ready-made data set that is available in Kaggle, and here they themselves like segregated around 21,000 plus was real news information, and 23,000 was around fabricated news that was not real. Then actually, as far as the fake news data set is concerned, actually when we tested our model, it was able to achieve better accuracy. Why? Because when we have the data set itself, is like one set is classified as real news, authenticated news, and the other one, around 23 plus records, were like fabricated news. Whereas when we tried with the layer data set, actually mainly of the news collected from 2017 US presidential elections. So what are the informations? So many informations were like fake, and real information also was there. So this data set compromises of like news. Mainly it is about 2017 US presidential election. At that time, what are the
Sorry to
news?
disturb you, sir. We
Please.
have crossed our 10-minute mark. This is just
Oh,
a gentle reminder to kindly wind
okay.
up as soon as possible. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Then the next type is stream dataset. This dataset consists of information from tudes. Then we, based on the experiments we conducted, these are the results we achieved. As I told, with the fake news, we are able to achieve a better accuracy rate. And with PIM dataset also, with fake news dataset, almost more than 90% accuracy we are able to get for our model. With PIM dataset, it was almost like 80%, but still it's slightly lesser than that one. With the third type dataset layer, actually it is mainly with one particular US presidential election. So there, when we try, actually the results were a little low. These are the findings. And as far as the loss is concerned, when we are doing training, the loss was little more, but when we actually tested at that time during our validation, it was slightly better than the training loss. Regarding accuracy, the model was able to achieve a better accuracy with fake news data set, whereas with PIM, it was like almost 80% accuracy it was able to achieve. Then with the other data set, it was around 70% accuracy. So as I said, this was my conclusion of our research study. With fake news data set, where I have a better classification of data, the model was able to perform more than 90% accuracy. Here, the basic idea is to build a hybrid model of two models like CNN and RNN has been combined, and it helped us to achieve the results in a better way. So these are the references. Thank you. Any questions, please? If you have any questions, please.
Yeah, thank you for such a wonderful presentation. One curious question that can you go on the results slide?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this one. Yeah. So since you have gone for three different data sets and you have gone for two different approaches, one was hybrid one and one was MCNN, right? So is
Yes.
there any common attribute between these three data sets on which you have run your model?
Yes, we have. We consider the same kind of parameters for both types. One with hybrid CNN and RNN, another one with simple multi-channel CNN network. There was only CNN network was there. With the same set of parameters, we try to compare the results. So if you see, hybrid model was able to perform better with fake news data set, and with others also, it was performing better, except with layer data set. So other two
Uh,
data sets, hybrid model was performing better, sir.
yeah, just one suggestion that
Yes,
I
sir.
don't know whether it is relevant to your work or not, but if you can go and look at the columns of liar dataset, and if you can do some feature engineering that whatever columns are required for your research, if you utilize them only and you skip the columns which are not useful for your research, I think your model can give better results for liar also.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your
You
suggestions.
can Google out
I'll consider.
feature engineering part. It will help you a lot.
Sure. It's a good suggestion, sir. I will try with that one. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you for this presentation. It is very important and trending topic to aspect the critical challenge for fake news detection. I just have one question. Uh, have you considered incorporating external fact-checking database to further improve classification accuracy, like historical records or some database available online, like factcheck.org, for example?
No, we have for our experimental research so far we have not tried that one. Only we take the data from these data sets and we have tried. Actually, this also we are planning to try. So before anything should be sent, if it has been checked at the prior instance itself, then that will be a better one, so that even if it is a WhatsApp application or Facebook or Twitter, if the fact is being checked like that, if you are able to do, then it will be the first instance itself we can try to avoid fake news proliferation. So far we have not tried. Up to now, till now, we have not tried that one, sir.
Okay.
Thank you for your input, sir.
Thank you so much for your presentation, sir.
Thank you, one and all.
Now we will ask our next presenter to join us in. Our next presenter is Emmanuel Freeman, presenting a paper titled Enhanced Storage Management in Augmented Reality and Virtual Reality Systems in Engineering and Computing, Education Using Discrete, Consign, Transform, Reduce, Residual Number System. If you are available with us, I request you to kindly take over with your presentation, please.
All right, thank you very much, Chair. I sincerely appreciate the opportunity. Unfortunately, I'm struggling with power. Prof. Chair, maybe you permit me to use my smartphone to present since I'm out of power, as requested earlier on my
Sure, sir.
laptop. All right, thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Dr. Latif, one of my co-authors, I think is also duly online with me here. I don't know, Dr. Latif. I think you have the file. Is it possible to share it with me on the slide so I can perhaps speak with it since okay.
Be quiet. Hello, Dr. Freeman. I don't have the file. If not, I would have shared it.
No, I shared it via your WhatsApp shortly.
Sir, if it is not a problem, you can share it to me in the chat as well. I can show it from my computer if any problem is there in your networks.
Okay. Dr. Latif, can you confirm receipt on your WhatsApp?
If there is any problem, you can share it to me in the chat box. Or if you want us to give you some time, we can take the next presenter meanwhile, if you want that.
Maybe, but unless Dr. Latif, can you confirm on your WhatsApp respectfully?
I can confirm the receipt of the slide now. I will share it shortly.
Okay, thank you very much.
Will it take time, sir, so that I can?
Okay. Can you share it, Dr. Latif, or are you still struggling?
I suggest we just wait for a while, as in we'll take the other presenter. Meanwhile, I think there is some problem with the downloading part as well. It might take time. And if it is working for you, you can show. Okay, now it's working. Okay. Okay, we have your
All
presentation.
right.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chair, for your attention and your support. Please, can you put it in a presentation mode for me, respectfully? Okay. All right. So my name is Dr. Emmanuel Freeman, and I'm here to present on the topic enhanced storage management in augmented reality and virtual reality systems in engineering and computer education using discrete Clausen transform DCP residual normal systems, RNS. I'm presenting with Prof. Enes Nkandla, Dr. Latif, Dr. Donaite Mola, and David Sena, all from the University of South Africa. Thank you. To begin with the introduction, the current dynamics in higher education institutions, specifically in the area of computing and engineering, has really gone through a significant paradigm shift. So the augmented reality and virtual reality technologies turns out to revolutionize STEM education, particularly within the space of engineering, computing, and even in other areas like health. And these technologies use digital information in real-world environments that are viewed through devices like smartphones and AR glasses, among others. Augmented reality and virtual reality systems are increasingly used in all these domain areas. And this is very well to note that VR application in recent time turns out to replace users' real-world environment with simulated ones using integrated 3D computer-generated environments using VR headsets or other goggles. So it is very obvious that the transformational agenda has really entered into these domain areas. Amid the COVID-19, there have been a lot of interest from scholars and academics as to how we can equally teach practical-oriented courses, regardless of the circumstance, regardless of the shortfalls that might occur for face-to-face interaction. So to minimize the efficiency of these immersive technologies, it is imperative to address some levels of computational challenges, their storage, and the overall performance. This is why this research turns out to aim towards VR and AR technology performance in computing engineering education, with specific interest in dynamic memory capacity using ICT RNS systems. The critical among the problems we intend to solve has got to do with one, the current AR and VR systems that are currently struggling with large storage requirements for high resolution images and data. And you can attest with me, a simple frame of video for any virtualized environment within the VR or AR space turns out to occupy a lot of space, if not highly optimized. Another issue has got to do with the inefficiency in the memory management, leading to some performance issues and latencies. And so there's a need for a more effective approach to optimize the storage utilization. Let's move on, please. So the proposed solution that our research intends to solve has got to do with the integration of the DCT RNS system that we are going to use three modular sets for efficient computation, reducing the image size while maintaining quality and enhancing storage, utilizing all various aspects of system performance. So that is the proposed solution with the DCT RNS system that we're going to do. Now, to continue on with some reviews have been done relative to the VR AR systems in terms of memory management and performance. So critical among them is the PCA DWTCH algorithm by Ranjan and Puma in 2023 as they proposed. They combined the PCA and DWT algorithm as well as the CAC for image compression. And then they proposed the improving the PSNR and then BPP computation complex. The performance was good, but it had some limitation in terms of optimizing the storage. The same RNS applications algorithm used in genetic coding was also used in other modular sets to genetic data encoding, reducing complex but facing transaction scalability issues. We also noticed that the RNS in digital signal processing would turn out to perform an enhanced reduction in performance and improving signal processing by requiring complex reverse conversion has also been reviewed as one of the areas that has some issue. Another is the combination of the DCT and Huffman coding algorithm. And this algorithm also came out with standard for high definition image compression, offering energy consumption and losses in encoding. Now, we are going to see how all these algorithms works and see whether or not our DCT RNS system is whether computational feasible and accurate performance in terms of memory management and performance as compared to these existing algorithms reviewed in literature. So we used Python programming for the simulation, then we applied the DCT RNS techniques to optimize the storage. Then this was measured in compression and performance improvements. We also utilized the VRAR circuit board images for the engineering and computing education training on IoT tools. Then we compared the results with existing algorithms like the PCA, DWT, CHE, the Huffman coding, and other algorithms to see how our model really performs. So this is the schema diagram of the RNS-based AR and VR system. So first of all, it has the input images. So once we accept the input image, we now load it to the DCT data compression model. We perform our encoding with RNS encoding using the modular sets, the M1, M2, M3. Then we are able to perform the transmission of the modular sets to a receiver, say X1, X2, X3, onto the VRAR system, where the RNS data in the memory that has been compressed are being kept for utilization whilst maintaining its accuracy and performance without losing track of the quality of the image as well as its processing. Now, let's check the algorithm that we followed using this flowchart. So we start, we input and capture the image with the modular sets that I indicated. Then the compressed image is done and transmitted to the RNS system where we do some reverse converters there with the modular sets. Then the transmitter is activated with the RNS model or asset. Then we ask ourselves whether the residual image to remain in the memory or not. Remember, we want to optimize the performance and also the storage. So once it is yes, then we are able to convert the residual image to the compressed format. If no, then we need to save the residual image, then we end it. On your right is the sample circuit board that we utilize during the training of algorithms and training of RNS system. Let's move on. Good. So these are the findings that we got. Since we are using the VR and AR tools, we took various images of the circuit board that are being mostly used in the IoT, Arduino setup, or any of the circuit boards that are being used. We had close about 150, but we capture the significant images at each of the portions based on the iterations and 360 capture of how the images are being loaded onto the VR AR system. And a basic histogram was performed, and that is how it is loaded. You can see how the image really behaves on the RNS system. So with the DCT residual image, the image is blank, but once it is converted, it is mostly presented in different levels of views in the histogram as seen, depending on how each of the image is being seen by the RNS component. Let's move on. So about 150, but the significant among them were captured by the 5 different segmentations of the different images loaded onto the VRAR system. So the several performance was made. Let's move on to the table. So this is the results and the findings of each of the circuit boards that were rotated in different 360 degrees with the circuit boards 1 to 5. So the original image as seen for circuit board 1 was about 1.5 MB, that is about 1,590 kilobytes. After the DCT residual computation was done, the image was reduced to about 625 KB, a significant reduction of about 60.65% of that particular one. The circuit board 2 got reduced to about 34.66 kilobytes, about 78% in that order. So significantly, each of the circuit board images that were loaded onto the VRAR system turns out to reduce significantly. And the average runtime that were used to perform each of these computations, as seen, relative fell between 2.5 seconds, except only for the circuit board 1, close to about 5.5 seconds. This is where we perform our computational complexity levels with other algorithms. One of them is the Huffman coding size algorithm. And the comparison between the Huffman coding and the DCT residual system demonstrates significantly that, yes, indeed, the Huffman coding, of course, also performs some reduction in memory for the circuit board 1. Then at a point with the circuit board 2, it rather increased in size. Circuit board 3, it also increased in size rather than reducing it. But when you compare it with the DCT, you can see clearly that the reduction was relatively low in terms
Excuse
of the
me,
memory
sir.
management.
This is a gentle reminder. We have crossed our 10-minute mark. So I just request you to kindly conclude as soon as possible, please.
All right, thank you very much. So, and the algorithm was equally compared with the PCA DWT CHA side algorithm. And indeed, it also performed lower relative to the DCT RNS. Now, there was a significant interest here that the integrated DCT RNS in the VRAR system, it really reduced the size of the images in the memory of the storage media as compared to the other algorithms, allowing for more images to be used in building the system for educational purposes. Again, the algorithm developed and the simulation results have shown the average size of the 3 different modular sets loaded in those 3 modular set images compared with the various images that were loaded with close to about 88,981 kilobyte size that has been reduced relatively when you put all of them together, accumulating to about 81.81%, hence making the proposed scheme a good candidate for memory management. So overall, the Huffman coding algorithm also stands out for speed. However, the DCT RNS integration improves the AR and the VR storage efficiency. It has got significant reduction of the image size while maintaining its performance. And we are looking forward in future research where further optimization using the AI-driven video storage management, potential application in real-time AR/VR learning environment should be looked at. Thank you very much for your audience, and I hope I'll get some feedback and questions from the audience. My name is Dr. Freeman from University of South Africa. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like to ask our session chairs if they have any questions for you. Dr. Muhammad, Dr. Bendale, do we have any questions?
Okay, thank you. I would like to thank Dr. Freeman for this presentation. First, I have one question, or maybe two. The first question, do you think that your solution is suitable for other domain other than education, such as medical imaging, for example, where storage efficiency is critical?
Very well, Prof. In fact, in that area, other research was done, and from the same findings, using the same modular set, and we got a significant output there in the field of medicine and even in aerospace. There were a lot of significant impact in terms of memory management with those images from those disciplines. Thank you.
Okay. The second question, did you investigate the trade-offs between compression efficiency and the potential loss of image quality in AR/VR education content?
Yes, yes. So we did that.
I can't hear very
We
well.
noticed that in terms of memory, our proposed DCT RNS was the best in terms of the storage. In terms of the quality, we noticed that the PCT DCT model turns out to have a faster processing compared to our model. Although our model was equally good, but in terms of the comparison with the three, the DCT RNS and then the PCT model turns out to see a slight difference in terms of the efficiency relative to our model. So the recommendation that we made was that in any of these integration, it would be ideal that we join the two, whilst leveraging on the effective storage with the DCT RNS, then we also leverage on the PWCT model as to augment the slightness in the accuracy in terms of the image quality. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Dr. Bendel, do we have any questions from you, sir?
It was really a nice presentation. No questions from my side.
Thank you so much. Now I would like to call upon our next presenter.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Our next presenter is Massimo Carlini, presenting a paper on the paper title Evaluation Study of an Adaptive Appointment Booking System. If you are available with us, I request you to kindly take over with the presentation, please.
Well, everybody hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yes. Can you see the slides on the screen?
Yes, we can see your slides, sir.
Perfect. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and thank you for being here today. My name is Massimo Carlini. I'm head of advertising, brand strategy, and digital communication at ANAS. Oh, wait, sorry. Okay. As you can see on the screen, a leading Italian company in the infrastructure and mobility sector with 7,700 employees and a network covering about 32,000 kilometers on roads and highways. It's a pleasure for me to share the results and insights from our study on my company, Adaptive Appointment Booking System. In today's world, where businesses are increasingly influenced by digital changes and customer expectations are always evolving, innovation and in services and processes is key to providing the best experience and long-term satisfaction. In our study, we look at how ANAS has faced these challenges, focusing on improving customer experience by using advanced digital tools. Our research is part of a bigger trend where putting the customers first is a main goal for modern businesses. It's not only about the product or service anymore, but about how customers experience them, how technology can make communication easier, and how companies can respond quickly to customer needs. ANAS has done just that by improving its customer service with the introduction of an online appointment booking system in 2020. This system allows customers to access personalized service safely, especially during the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. The booking system is designed to be smart and flexible, meeting the needs of both customers and operators. This approach creates a smooth experience where customers have full control of their appointments, choosing their preferred date and time, while operators can manage appointments easily through an intuitive and innovative system to connect to the company's CRM. In an age where flexibility and easy access are crucial, ANA's system provides a modern solution that improves the relationship between the company and these customers. One of the main points of this system is the constant monitoring of customer satisfaction. This is very important for us. In our study, we look closely at how ANAS measure the customer satisfaction using surveys. These surveys are given to customers who use the booking service, and their results not only help improve the service, obviously, but also provide useful information to predict. This is a key point to predict customer needs, helping ANAS stay ahead of new expectations. We focus, as you can see on the right side of the slide, so we focus on four main areas: the booking procedure, the friendliness of the staff, the quality of response, and the usefulness of the information provided. Each of these factors help to create an overall satisfaction score. Each of these factors, not one, which not only help ANAS improve the customer experience, but also builds trust between the company and its customers. This research does more than just examine ANA's booking system. It also looks at increasing role of digital tools and customer-focused approaches in today's businesses. In a world where customer expectations are always changing, being adaptable, responsive, and clear in communication are key elements in building strong long-term relationship with customers. In the next part, we will explore, in the next and last part, we will explore the results of customer satisfaction surveys in more detail. Well, looking the results from the surveys about the new appointment booking system by ANAS, we found very positive pictures with over 1,000 appointment booked using the system at local offices. The data shows that users are very satisfied, with around 56% of respondents find it very easy to book their appointment, and an impressive 87% saying that would use the service again in the same way. A key finding from this study is how polite and helpful the staff are when handling customer requests. This aspect received an average score of 80.5 out of 10, showing that it's a strong point of the system, and they contribute greatly to customer satisfaction, to our customer satisfaction. But we didn't just look at the surface level data. We also did a gap analysis to compare what customers expect with what they actually experienced. The results confirm that overall users are happy with the service, with an average satisfaction of 7.8 out of 10, which is slightly higher than the previous 2020 survey. The gap analysis reveal some important differences, which will help us focus on areas where improvement are needed. Also, the staff's friendliness and the quality of the response is scored highly. The booking procedure itself needs some work, we know. With a score of 7.7 out of 10 for the booking process, there's room to improve, which will raise overall customer satisfaction even more. In addition to the gap analysis, we also did a quadrant analysis to visually show the areas where improvement are most needed. This highlighted that the booking procedure is one area that should be further developed. Our goal here is to work on making the process even smoother and more satisfying for users. In conclusion, despite the very positive results, the service continued to be monitored and improved. And as following the principle of customer centricity and customer experience, aims to keep an open dialogue with users to continue improving its service and meeting customer needs. Tracking performance are collecting feedback like what we have seen in these satisfaction surveys is essential to identify what needs to be done to achieve even higher level of service. User satisfaction is the heart of our work, and the booking system has proven to be both adaptive and smart by optimizing resourcing and considering office availability. ANAS has created a service that meets user needs while continually evolving to better align with their expectations. Well, my time is up. These results were possible thanks to help to my colleague Giuseppina Anatriello and Lisa Cicchiello. Thank you for attention. I hope you find our research interesting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I would just like to ask our session chair, do we have any questions for sir? Dr. Bendale, Dr.
Okay.
Mohammed?
Thank you for this clear presentation. It's very, very clear. Thank you. I have just one question. The metrics what you use to measure the customer service satisfaction is qualitative, yes? It is not qualitative or quantitative metrics.
Yes, we have measured both.
Both.
So we have measured the quality and the quantity in the same time. We have measured through the gap analysis and the quadrant analysis with these results. So we are very satisfied to the results. In the future, we want to continue to measure in the same thing.
Good idea. Maybe a future work, maybe you can think to investigate the impact of incorporating AI-driven chatbot, for example, into the system to enhance the real-time customer interaction and reduce response time. I think it's a good idea to incorporate this in your system.
Yes. Wait.
No, did you understand my remarks? No. I mean that it is possible to incorporate AI-driven chatbots in your system.
Yeah. We have
a good
already.
Idea.
Yeah, understand. Sorry, but I can hear very well, but I understand. We have already implemented a chatbot that has given us excellent results. We have optimized the time of the operators, and reputation is high.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi. Thank you for such a nice presentation. One suggestion I would like to give, because you have already implemented the system, like in AI, there is a new term which has launched, which is called as emotional intelligence, right? So if you are incorporating the chatbots, so in that, if you can put a little essence of emotional intelligence, then the customer feedback, which you are getting very nice as of now, as per the statistics that you have shown in the presentation, it can be improved more, and it can help you in increasing the rate of customer response if you give a touch of emotional intelligence into your application. So that's all the suggestion I have from my side for your work.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. AI is a form of integration that we are already doing, working with the streets, roads, and highways. It easy to use a chatbot that think like a human, and reputation has had a huge boost.
Yeah, true.
Thank you so much, sir, for your presentation. Now, I would like to call upon our last presenter for this session, Enrico Wagner, presenting a paper titled Logical Data Model for Key Value Databases. I request you to kindly take over with your presentation too.
Thank you. Share my screen. Yes. Oh, sorry. Oh, everything is good. So I am Wagner Anikó from the University of Debrecen from Hungary, and I teach database systems subjects, NoSQL and SQL also. And discussions comes from the theory. We can say that we have a basic book which we use in almost every database systems theory lecture, Elmasi Navata Fundamentals of Database Systems, and they speak about conceptual data models, logical data models, and physical database. And this book speaks about system-independent but logically dependent model-dependent logical data model, because in the most time they speak about relational data model, and of course the SQL has a standard, and in this way that time we can speak about model-dependent logical data model. But in the new era with the NoSQL databases, the question arises whether it exists or not for each category, that this model, system independent but model dependent logical model exists or not. We categorize the NoSQL databases into 4 main categories. There can be, of course, more categories: key value, document, column family, and graph. And there are many research papers who speak about other categories than the document, document, column family, or graph, because there can be more opportunity, but the key value doesn't mention anywhere. So my research question was that, are there any system-independent logical data models for NoSQL databases in the key value category? And as I mentioned, there are some research paper about document, column family, and graph databases, and there is a common research paper which commonly speak about NoSQL database design, and they introduce the unified NoAM, NoSQL abstract model, which will be important later in this paper. they speak about that there are entries in a NoSQL database, and the entries are collected into collections or groups or buckets, or the name, it doesn't matter, but many entries are collected into one something, and they introduce this model. Of course, they have more details also, but this will be important later. And of course, they speak about the related research papers, speak about many others, NoSQL model, even ER, together with ER or UML data models. We don't go into details with this question. So to answer the question, my research question, I gathered key value databases from many websites. One of them is the database of databases, the other one is the database engine ranking. And I overviewed the documentation of these databases. I didn't try out, I didn't have time, so I thought that the documentation itself will be enough. And I tried to not consider the document graph and column family stores, but finally you will see that I can't make it clean. So if they said that this is a document database, I didn't deal with it, but they said that this is a key value database, and I found document features, and I have to consider it in this paper that time. So this is not a clear boundary between them. I will mention to you many NoSQL, key value NoSQL databases, but this is too long and too much, and you will see them in my presentation. But one of my results is I categorized them into 7 subcategories, and with them I will speak about this databases with the 7 subcategories. The first is so the original definition says that the key value database, this original definition comes from the Martin Fowler NoSQL distilled titled book. And they said that the key value database is opaque. This opaque means that we don't know the content of the value. So we know the key, we know the value, but we don't know what is in the value exactly. No structure, we can't see there, nothing there. And I find many such databases. In these databases, we can use only the put, get, del statements, sometimes with other names, but the functionality only, that's all. Some of them can order the keys, and that's all. The next category added additional features. For example, a complex key with indices or timestamp. A value can be a list, adding some metadata, complex values with indices. It was 2 times, sorry, and they can also offer sorted keys, but exactly not deeply more details, only it is only a simple key value database. Then I found the next category where the database, the key value pairs are gathered in the buckets. They organize the keys in the bucket. It can be named with other collection, group, doesn't matter, but they names these groups as buckets. Then the next one, they offer, this category offers other data structures like hash, list, set. I would like to say that they are Redis, they are similar to Redis. My first NoSQL database that I, not the first, but almost in the first, that I learned, it was the Redis. And I thought that the key value database can similar facts as the Redis, and I found that there are some similar databases, but in the most time the key value databases are not similar. So this category with the Redis can store structures like set, sorted, set, hash, list, JSON, even JSON, it's a documentum feature, Q, counter, dictionary, multiple, etc. The next category is SQLite features, which means that we can work with create table, select with where, order by or group by, insert, delete, update statements, and create index. The next category is object-oriented support. It supports object-oriented values. The content can be searched, and it can be built in indices on this content also. Okay, and the last one is the largest one, because even they say that they are key value databases, they offer many other features from the other three groups. However, they say that they are key value databases. So here you can find additionally that you can store JSON, you can create indices, you can create table, you can store graph. Graph features are there, column family features, object features are there, or time series supported in this category. I don't want to read all of the databases because the name alone, it doesn't say anything. The groups can help you understand my viewpoint of this question. So in the discussion, I want to mention three things. The first one is the 7 subcategories that we went through. The second one that I have to answer to my question. So what about the system independent logical model? And the answer is that you can consider clean key value databases where the value is opaque. That time we can identify buckets or collections or group or something like this. And that time we can speak system independent key value logical model. And this logical model is so basic that there are the buckets, and each buckets there are key value pairs. And the NoAM concept, the NoAM research paper spoke about this logical model. So this, I didn't find anything new, because in an earlier research paper it contained, and I couldn't say more about this logical data model.
Excuse me, ma'am. This is just a gentle reminder. We have
Yes.
completed our 10-minute mark. I just request you to kindly conclude your presentation as soon as possible.
Okay, thank you. If we consider all the categories, other categories, we cannot speak about system-independent key value model. And the last thing that I want to mention as a discussion or as a result, that when we want to deal with NoSQL databases, we need viewpoints to examine this logical data, databases. And we found viewpoints to this examination. The question, what kind of data structure the database supports? Is the value opaque, or the database can see the content of the value? Are the keys ordered? If yes, can the order be influenced? If there is a complex data structure, its content can be indexed or searched. Can the key value pairs organize into buckets, databases, collection, or some other gathering structure? Can they have substructures in the database supported nowadays? It's this final question, because sometimes I found databases which was not developed in the last 6 years about, and it was too much, as I feel. So in the conclusion, I mentioned to you the 3 discussion points, the 7 categories, no common system independent logical data model for the clean key value database there is. Of course, the viewpoints were important finally. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I would like to ask our session chair. Sir, do we have any questions for ma'am?
Thank you. Thank you very much. After following your presentation, I think that the research into logical data model for key value database still very important. So thank you for this presentation. Just one simple question. Did you observe any pattern in the subcategories that resist unification
No.
of such a specific use case or technical constraints?
No. So I deal a lot with NoSQL databases, and the data model is only one point. So I have many other examination points, and but I can't say that there is any common thing. So everything is as everywhere we find something else. So my two important viewpoint is the transaction, where there is atomicity or not, because they state that there is transaction, but there is no atomicity. And another one is the sharding and the replication. But this paper is not about these two questions.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Can you give any real life application for this NoSQL where currently it is being used?
Many places. So if I open, doesn't matter Redis or MongoDB, or doesn't matter which one website, they say that even Facebook, even Google, even Amazon, they use this NoSQL word, or they develop them, and we use them after it as a developer. So exactly, I can't, but I have many students, and they come back that they work with the company, with Redis, for example, or with MongoDB. So they are well-known databases, and they use it.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for your presentation. With this, we come to the end of our session. I sincerely thank our authors for their excellent presentation and contribution in this session, and all our participants for being part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough. We, on behalf of the whole team, thank you for your support during this 10th version and all the previous 9 versions of this conference. We will be happy to have you in the 11th version in 2026. All the presenters would be getting their digital certificates through email within 2 working days. Further, all the papers have been already forwarded to Springer. The publication will be live within 6 months. Kindly cooperate with the team of ICICT 2025. I'd also like to thank our session chair, Dr. Muhammad and Dr. Bendel. We have a token of appreciation from behalf of ICICT 2025 Global Knowledge Research and Foundation Partners. I would like to present it to you.
Okay, thank you. I would like to thank the committee once again.
Thank you so much, sir. Any closing remarks before we end the session?
Okay, I would like to thank the committee for your excellent work in selecting these papers. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude for all participants for the quality of the presentation. It's a great pleasure to chair this session with you and with Prof. Shalish. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. We have
Yeah.
our appreciation
Hi.
certificate for Dr.
Thank you
Professor
for
Yes.
thank you for providing the opportunity to judge the papers, 6 papers. All the authors have given their best, and it was really interactive session. As I said in the start, it should be good interactive sessions, and I thank to my other session chair also. He was also interactive with all the authors during the presentation. Thank you to the GR Foundation and Springer Nature for providing us this opportunity to have the session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. As we close this session, I just request all our participants and our session chairs to kindly switch on to your cameras to have a quick snapshot of this session to keep it as a memory. Requesting all to please switch on your cameras for a quick snapshot. Thank you so much. You all can log out. We see you in the next session. Thank you so much.
Thank you.